Hey, what's up? Lightbolt Joe here. Today we are going to discuss the 2006 cult classic film that it is, Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. This is the sequel to the 2003 Pirates of the Caribbean, Curse of the Black Pearl, directed by Gore Verbinski, produced by Jerry Bruckheimer. I just had a little brain fart right there. Stars our main cast again, Jeffrey Rush Barbosa at the very end of the movie. Jack Sparrow, Captain Jack, is played by our wonderful Johnny Depp that he is. Keira Knightley as Elizabeth Swann, in the hopes of being Elizabeth Turner. Will Turner, played by Orlando Bloom. So, in this movie, Commodore Norrington is no longer a part of the fleet, the Imperial Fleet, if you will. And Lord Beckett is now the head honcho. He's the new sheriff in town, right? So he starts off the movie trying to arrest Elizabeth, trying to arrest Will for aiding and abetting and helping escape an accused pirate. So therefore they are treasonous against the crown. Will and Elizabeth escape. Only Elizabeth technically escapes. Will barters a deal with Lord Beckett because Lord Beckett wants Jack's compass, because Jack's compass can direct you to whatever your heart desires, kind of thing. Doesn't go true north. It directs you to whatever you want most. And Lord Beckett wants a specific chest that is owned by Davy Jones, because if Lord Beckett owns the chest of Davy Jones, which has Davy Jones's still beating heart inside the chest, then he can command the seas because he'll have control over Davy Jones. And then Lord Beckett, who runs the East India Trading Company, would have the ally of the supernatural Davy Jones to control the entirety of the sea. It's a leverage tactic. Will accepts the leverage tactic, tries to find Davy Jones in the mists. Will goes to find Jack, finds Jack. Jack is the one who has a picture of a key, and he needs to know where the key is, because he knows that the key is the key to getting out of the deal that he made with Davy Jones. So Jack's deal is up. The deal was that Davy Jones would raise the pearl from the depths, the Black Pearl, so that way Jack can captain it for 13 years. Jack captained it for 2 years, was mutinied, did not technically get the full 13, but he was still a captain nonetheless for 13 years. Whether he was a bad captain or not, that was a nice little scene between the two of them. So Jack tricks Will to going on to find Davy Jones to get the key, so that way then they can locate the chest. It's a mystery movie, which is pretty neat, but it's a treasonous movie. And then there's massive scenes of after Elizabeth escapes and convinces an entire ship that there's a ghost woman on board to go to Tortuga. Everyone meets up in Tortuga again references to the ride itself, the Pirates of the Caribbean ride that this movie series is based off of, which is pretty dope. And then it's just a matter of battling Davy Jones, battling each other for the chest within the different seas, right? Within the different Caribbean aspects. But Calypso, the goddess that she is, and we don't actually know that it's the goddess Calypso until the next movie, At World's End, but she is this high voodoo priestess that they meet in a bayou to talk about Jack's black spot on his hand because the Kraken's going to attack them. Talk about how to actually locate the key, the story behind the key, the story behind the chest, the story behind Davy Jones itself. We learn more about Calypso and Davy in the next movie, which we will talk about. I don't want to ruin anything here, but obviously, I mean, this movie's been out for 14 years. You've clearly seen it. If you're watching this review, you've seen the movie, so we can talk about things, but I want to keep it kind of movie specific, you know? I love this series so much. I love this franchise. I love how this movie ended with the last we see of Jack is him charging into the Kraken's mouth, sword at the ready, after realizing he should be a good person, because he has been he's been lying a lot, but he's been truthful at the same time, but he needs to think of others rather than himself. So Elizabeth tricks him into staying on the ship, and then he willingly helps, try to defeat the Kraken. But does he defeat the Kraken? On to the third movie. It's just such a fun-filled film, especially with Will reconnecting with his father, William Turner Sr., Bootstrap Bill Turner, who is a part of Davy Jones's crew. Davy Jones's crew is all seaified, so you got shark people and crab people and hammerhead people and mollusk people and a whole bunch of things. Davy's got tentacles galore as a beard. Will's dad got a starfish stuck to his face. It's a thing. So it's a matter of how far will the crew go to the world's end to save Jack, to save the Pearl, to face off against Davy, right? And at the very end of the movie, when Jeffrey Rush comes down the stairs as Captain Barbossa, as Calypso says, you're going to need a captain to captain a ship. I remember, I was 16 years old when this movie came out. I remember when that twist happened and Barbossa comes down the stairs, the crowd went wild. This is way before, Marvel Avenger movies kind of crowd viewings. And I mean, movie theater experiences are a thing of the past right now because of the Rona, because of, quarantine and social distancing and just not safe breathing in the same environment. When there's a virus that's not safe for your lungs currently. So we'll see. But I love that Calypso literally says at World's End in this movie. This movie is really good with name dropping. I just find it very entertaining because of the name drops. So you can go from one name to another. One name is referenced as the next movie, kind of a thing, or the name of the movie is referenced as dialogue in that current film. It's really neat. As you can see, I'm wearing my Vampirates shirt. I do not own Pirates of the Caribbean merch. Surprisingly, I did make this shirt recently to celebrate the 15th year anniversary of the very first Vampirates book, Demons of the Ocean. Obviously, I like piracy. We've talked about Vampires 1,000 times. Justin Stomper is an incredible author who I admire a lot. So I wanted to make a shirt to celebrate because there is no merch for Vampirates, and I figured this is the closest thing to a pirate shirt I might own. There's pirate costumes in the basement for Halloween stuff. I don't really want to go digging through, but I know that Dustin, my mannequin over there, he's got this shirt on, so we're good on that. I have my Aztec gold. So, fun facts. Okay, and then we'll cut it off at that. The chest that the Aztec gold was in the first movie, the prop, is actually on the ride in Disneyland. It's a part of the Disneyland ride. You turn a corner, you see all the gold on a mountain, and there's a chest. It's actually that chest. The chest, the dead man's chest, right? A part of Davy Jones's whole story and the premise of the second movie. That chest, I don't know if it's still there, but it was in the gift shop attached to the Pirates of the Caribbean ride in Disney World. So you'd exit the ride, you'd go through a gift shop, and that chest, Davy Jones's chest, was actually up on a thing. Now, my first time in Disney was with a school trip. Disney World was with a school trip. So it was me, 20-something kids in this particular class I had. We had a blast, absolute blast. I don't talk to these people anymore, but back in the day, we were tight and we just had so much fun, taking care of each other as we were, a 3.5-hour plane ride away from home. And I remember it was February, so it was 90-degree weather we were walking in, and it was like 20 degree weather up home. So when we got back, we were all sick for a week because of the complete change in temperature. But anyway, when we got off, I remember seeing that. I remember the first time we rode it, it was like, I don't know, it was like 11 p.m. or something, like our first night in Magic Kingdom. And I'm looking around and I see a chest and I'm like, oh, it's a cool replica and stuff like that. Now, this movie came out in 2006, right? I went to Disney February 2008. So this is actually even after the third movie, which came out in 2007. So there's a lot of Pirates of the Caribbean merch everywhere because of the three movies being so popular, blockbuster hits, billion-dollar franchise. I didn't know at that moment in February 2008 that chest was actually the prop used in the film until, I don't know, I want to say one of the tours I later did, or was it a tour that weekend? I think it was a tour that weekend that the tour guide, because you can do like Marceline to Magic tours kind of thing. I think she pointed out, however many days later when we did the tour, that was the prop. And I was like, oh, that's really neat. like to utilize a prop from the movie in the parks, a part of the ride. So, little fun fact. I don't know where that chest is now. If that chest is still there, that's pretty awesome. But I've been to Disney World since 2016. During Hurricane Matthew, that was a glorious time that it was. It was pretty terrifying. And I was just in Disneyland for the coronavirus, the day before they closed. Friday, March 13th. It's the last day Disneyland was open prior to them closing on the 14th. My family has no luck going to Disney as a family. I don't understand why, because when my brother and I went to Disneyland by ourselves, perfectly fine. When I went to Disney World with my school trip, perfectly fine. But when my family, as in the four of us, went to Disney World for the first time in 2016, there was a hurricane. And when my family, the four of us, went to Disneyland the first time this past March, there was a global pandemic. So I'm hoping the next time the four of us go to a Disney park, it is calm. It is calm. You know, it's funny, you know, the statistics of it, like what are the odds that we were in a Disney park during a global pandemic and a hurricane? Pretty slim. So why have we not won big money on lottery? I don't know, but I just find it a quick little fun fact about my family. Also, my parents watch Svengoolie. It's like they talk about like old horror movies and stuff like that. My father was featured on an episode of Svengoolie wearing a Svengoolie shirt when we were in Disneyland. They did say Disney World in the Svengoolie episode, but it's just so funny because they literally referenced the fact that we were stranded for Hurricane Matthew in 2016 in World, and we were at a Disney park again. They said World, but it was really Land during the pandemic. So it's just really funny that it's now public knowledge and it's been broadcasted publicly. So fun little facts. I'm rambling. I'm sorry. Pirates of the Caribbean, Dead Man's Chest. Incredible, incredible sequel. I absolutely love this sequel. It is so fun watching these zombified monsters of the sea be pirates. It's just incredible. Also, I have zero Pirates of the Caribbean Legos. And it kills my soul. I don't have room for them. Because these sets from all the years deserve a stage. And they're gorgeously crafted sets. And eventually, I will own them. And I will display them with pride. I'm rambling. That's all I got. We're good. On to the next Pirates of the Caribbean. Mucho mahalo.